Recently, something just hasn't quite felt right. I've been fairly productive, but something is definitely off, and I couldn't quite work it out until one day it just clicked. And it sounds really weird to say, but I forgot about nature. So I went for a walk the other day for the first time in weeks, maybe even months, and I very quickly went from feeling not great and a little bit weird to coming away with a spring in my step. And yeah, it just kind of made me realize, like, I'd totally forgotten that you could just come to somewhere like this. Obviously, if you're fortunate enough to live somewhere where this is accessible. And obviously it doesn't have to be this, just some greenery, I guess, would be nice. I think over winter, a lot of us naturally sort of bunker in, and it can feel quite nice to do that sometimes. Watch lots of films and yeah, just sort of spend a lot of time inside. I just kind of thought, like, yeah, it has been a long time since I brought myself out to somewhere like this, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of felt like it fixed a lot of my problems. And it also got me thinking about how our lives really do revolve around screens and a hell of a lot of screen time. I actually saw quite a funny meme the other day, and it basically sort of said, a lot of people, we go to work and we spend our time looking at these medium-sized screens, and then we break up the day looking at little screens, all in the sort of pursuit to then get home and be able to watch a really big screen. And it just kind of made me laugh, but it's kind of sad, I guess, as well. And it just kind of made me realize, I was like, damn, that is not that far away from how we are kind of living at the moment. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm the kind of person who is always trying to fight against this screen time that creeps up on me every single day. I'm always trying to deactivate it, delete it, trying not to use my phone at certain times of the day, and it always finds a way to creep back into my life. And to a degree, I think a lot of our work and our social life will have to revolve around screens from here on out. You know, it's kind of the way of the world, but that doesn't mean that you have to go all in on that. And I think something I've realized is that whenever that gets too much, you can escape. You can take a few hours off. You might even be able to take a few days off if your willpower is good enough. And I just think it's really important to do that and to have that in your arsenal, because I do think you're going to need it. I think it's getting too overpowering, and yeah, we're going to have to fight against it. And yeah, recently, a lot of screen time, far, far too much. And it kind of felt like when I came out for a walk recently, it's almost like I'd been walking around with a weighted vest and someone just took it off, and I'm walking around so much lighter and felt so much better for it. And this, I hope, will be your reminder that if you have been stuck indoors a bit too much, or if you feel like some nature could kind of pop you into a better mood all of a sudden, yeah, I think you should pursue that feeling. And something that kind of grinds my gears a little bit is the fact that in modern society, I guess, or at least in Western society, being seen alone outdoors in the middle of nature, you know, it's kind of gotten to a point where it feels like people would assume you're a bit weird, you know, and that's obviously not the case. This is where we're at our best. This is where we feel our best. And yet, if you're just spotted sitting alone in a woods, definitely if you're talking to a camera in the woods, you are considered a little bit odd, and it might raise eyebrows. And yet the thing that really should be considered strange is spending all of your time looking at a little electronic rectangle, you know? And yeah, it's a weird state of affairs that, yeah, it's kind of considered odd if you are this person that goes out and sits in the woods for an hour at a time on a nice Sunday afternoon, you know. But yeah, that's where we are. I think it's important that we fight against that, and hopefully, as people need nature more and more in the future, that kind of opinion will shift, and we'll be in a better place where we can all walk around outside and not be judged, or people think that we're weird. You know, and I'm even feeling this firsthand. You know, I'm out here in the woods today making this video, And I definitely feel more nervous doing this than I usually would, and I guess that is just that worry about the perception of people walking by and going, oh, what's that guy doing in the woods by himself, especially with a camera, and I wish it wasn't like that. I wish that I didn't have to feel that way. Hopefully, as we go through time, that becomes more normal and less weird. I'm even saying weird. I don't think it is weird, but yeah, I suppose I think society classes that as being weird. One thing I've never actually done is to cook anything outside or to have any food when I'm out in the woods or anything like that. So I thought it'd be quite fun today to give it a go. So let's try and make a toastie together. I've just realised that I don't actually have anything to flip it over with, so I might actually have to use a stick. It was honestly so good and quite fun to do as well. It's kind of got me thinking, like, we definitely need to normalise people just coming out into the woods, making some toasties, having a coffee. Maybe it is normalised, I don't know. For me, it doesn't feel like it, but I think it should be a thing. That's all I'm saying. I really hope that this little video can be that push that you need to get yourself outside if you have been feeling a little bit off. Yeah, this is me firsthand telling you that it does help, and if you go out even for like 30 minutes or so, I would be very surprised if you didn't get home and feel a bit better afterwards. If anything, I think it might make you feel a lot better. And then if you do, try and do it more. Do it every week, do it every few days. Maybe it can be that little secret weapon to give you that little boost, and maybe it will have a knock-on effect on your social life or your work or whatever you need it to help with. I reckon it could help with that. So yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Cheers.